Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I'm excited. My hair is a mess, just like my life. What is not a mess is this feedback. I have been, at least in my opinion, cooking the past couple days, pulling out all the stops, trying to hit on things I think will be a lot of fun for Affliction and Demonology post initial overhaul. Now, in this video, we're going to review it all. The text document link to the feedback is down below. I'm also posting it on the Blizzard forums whenever I wake up tomorrow, whenever this video comes out, in hopes of things happening and changing based on, just my feedback, but also like general feedback. A lot of it's been taken from other people in the community, Malakath, Mad, a lot of people, which thank you a bunch for all the feedback and everything. I want Demo and Aff to feel really fun, enjoyable, and exciting. Have that flavor element to Demonology, have the flavor element to Affliction, all that, and just build a really fun version of the spec with good pathing and all that. In the last video, we hit on the issues with pathing, talent-wise, all that. This video is more thematics, flavor-wise, talents, and all that. Now, Destro's not included here. Hasn't been overhauled yet. When it is, I'll make a video on that. Hitting on the class tree a bit here as well. Not hitting on hero talents, because honestly, man, I think they're all pretty solid. I'll hit on them at some point. I want to hit on the actual spec trees for Aff, Demo, because in the end, hero talents can be great. They're a lot of fun, but at the same time, if the core part of the spec sort of, then, well, hero talents only so good. So, all that being said, let's get into it, starting off with Aff and then Demonology. All right, so this is a long document. It's 14 pages. There's a lot of pictures. I like pictures. Hopefully you guys do too. We're going to hit on things. I'm not going to read it all word for word, kind of just like summarize things and go from there. I'm going to have like the talent tree over here and the doc over here. Once again, link down below if you want it. So we talked about general pathing, before in the last video, but I want to hit on again here briefly at the top. General issues, talks about pathing through Demo, Aff, and Destro hasn't been changed yet, but it will be at some point. Hitting on a lot of the it should be Gambit, the 2-point talent nodes, right? Demonology being mentioned here, Affliction having a handful here, and Destro having a whopping 16. Once again, has not been overhauled yet, so we're gonna see where that goes. Hitting on them, mentioning some talent point, merging potentially of like Fell Invocation, Shadow Invocation for Demonology, CDF for Destro, some pruning of talents possibly, and all that. This is also empowered Malefic Rapture. Actually, no, this is not. It's something else. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point being, wanted to hit on it again briefly here at the top of feedback, just to say, hey, this is an issue possibly, and we'll talk about it more down below. So, getting into, this is also the chart I put on Twitter a couple days ago with total talent points for Warlock specs and 2-point nodes, pretty high. A lot of the specs that were overhauled, like Mage, Rep Paladin, I think Rogue, Warrior, they have much less 2-point talent nodes. Log has been overhauled comparatively to like Elemental, Hunter, DK not being overhauled yet. We still have a lot of 2-point nodes for Destro and, for Demo and Aff here, being 9 and 8. So we'll see where that goes, but wanted to highlight that. Either way, getting into the class tree feedback and all that, right? So, gonna hit on more just actual talents here, thematics, flavor-wise, tuning, and go from there. I mentioned briefly there might be a couple too many 2-point talent nodes in the class tree. Having both Bell Armor and Demon Skin being 2 points does feel a little awkward. They move Circle here, Soul Leech is passive, but that's just sort of that. You have a lot of 2-point nodes in the tree. Bell Armor, Demon Skin, Accrue Vitality, Lifeblood, that could become 1-point talent nodes to a similar extent. You also have Sockethar Skyly here, Technique being 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, and all of that, right? They could just sort of like reduce these to 1. Because at this point, it feels like when it comes to this actual class tree, there's not a whole lot of flexibility. I like having Pact of Gluttony around. Very strong ability, very good. I like it. I like having this around. Could have been baseline, but I'll take it, whatever. It is what it is. But similar to like how it currently is on retail, this is not a great tree. I just sort of, built this how it is. We can build one here briefly, though. It sort of feels like you're just missing out, or you don't have a lot of, like, overall, like, choices when it comes to the tree, right? You're filling in these points here, getting more pet health, more pet damage, all that. You're going into Sweet Souls to path into Dark Pact. Typically grabbing Gateway, grabbing Shadow Fury, this, grabbing Sockethar's Technique, pathing into this, whatever you want here, grabbing Artifice, grabbing this obviously, and then you're down here and you have 6 points left, right? So you can go into like Soul Link, obviously grabbing Soul Conduit, grabbing Soul Burn, and then you get down here. You typically want Pact of Gluttony, right? So you're gonna be taking either Barrier or Synergy. Once again, you're sort of out of points. Now you can pull a point from Shadow Fury, obviously, to go here, but there's not a whole lot of flexibility here. I'd like to have more floater points, making this 1 point 1 point could do that, giving you 2 points to spend, you know, in Dark Fury, or Shadow Fury. Putting a point here in Stride, or putting a point in Banish, or putting a point in Amp Curse for certain points in time, right? Def could prune these to 1 talent point and make it, you know, so you have more flexibility in the class tree. So as far as that's concerned, I want to hit on Fiendish Stride. This has been changed a lot from where it's at currently on retail. On retail, it is 2 points, 25 and 50 as far as damage reduction is concerned. It is now 1 point, being 10% on alpha, and it gives you a 20% movement speed increase, which on retail, it is, I believe, 10 and 20. So you're getting the max speed increase that you have on retail with 2 point, you know, with a 2 point node, but they're greatly hitting the damage reduction. And I feel like the DR, the damage reduction, is the much more attractive point of Fiendish Stride. Going from 50% being baseline with Burning Rush to 70, sure, it's nice and something, but the damage reduction was the big part. You can leave it on for a bit longer. Just in general, less damage taken is much better. I'd love to see a change to this where they just hit the speed reduction, make it 10%. You can even remove it, honestly, because 50 is a good bit either way, but add a bit back to the actual damage reduction. I mentioned it here, maybe making it a 30% reduction, not 50 like we have on retail. 30 at 1 point would be solid. It would probably make it worth talenting into. At this point, I'm probably not taking it with how limited the class tree is and talents here. It's not really worth it anymore. 10% DR is basically 0. Doesn't really matter much either way, right? Moving on from there, jumping around a bit here, hitting on Teachings of the Black Harvest. So I'd love to see this as a capstone. This would be really cool having it as a capstone. Making it so like your Fel Hunter is a Shadhar style pet from Nilotha, your Imps are Fel Imps, your Fel Guards are Terror Guard, giving you like larger demons that are empowered and do more damage. You can make it a capstone ability as well, like move Soulburn here. It's more than fine putting Soulburn here. Soulburn's fine, it's okay as a capstone, but it could totally be a non-capstone. Putting this here, empowering the demons instead of like these, you know, weird DRs and things that never play really anywhere. Maybe in PvP, I don't know. Making it a capstone would be flavorful. Teachings is flavorful. Bigger pets, cooler pets, all that would be sick. I'm sure the models are around somewhere, right? It might, you know, conflict with like the new skins they gave pets recently, but you can make that work. Making it a capstone, making them hit harder, do more damage would be very, very cool. Would love that. Would be super, super cool, right? A Crew Vitality, Lifeblood, hitting on these, they're rarely ever taken. And ID's gone now too. Probably just make them 1 point nodes and just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Honestly, put this here or something like that and just get rid of them if you wanted to. Demonic Resilience and Barrier, also just like, you know, more wherever they are here, these things. 2 point nodes. You can make all these 1 point nodes, honestly, for better pathing, but at the same time, you can make these 1 point nodes and just have, you know, maybe a path through here and here to get down here instead of this and this. Who knows? But either way, hitting on general pathing again, making things a bit different. Final thing here in the class tree is Soul Conduit. Currently on retail, it is rank 1, like 2 ranks, 5 and 10%, but it's here, I believe. It's now a capstone, but they've made it 1 rank and made it 5%. I'm going to pull this up in a actual page here. It's hard to see in a little picture, but 5% is too low for this, especially for Affliction. Over the course of a 3-minute test on PTR, it gave me 4 shards back. Empower UA gave me 6, and Agony gave me 42. It's too low at 5%, likely in general, but certainly too low for AF at 5%. Maybe making it 10%. I think 10 is fine for a capstone with 1 talent point. Death Beat's a buff. You could make it like 5% for Demonology, 10 for Destro and AF because of how they spend shards. But either way, looking at Soul Conduit for a buff would definitely be, well, big. So let's hit on AF briefly here. I'll come back to Demonology, but AF is faster. I'm already in the AF tree. So moving on to AF. So when it comes to Affliction, I mentioned briefly here as well, just pathing is a bit of an issue. This is THG, sweet, thank you THG. He hits on a lot of things here in a constructive way, saying most of these nodes here being Empowered UA, Kindled Malice, Sacrilash, Summoner's Embrace, Contagion, here, Malediction, and these nodes here, you're going to basically want in every setting for Affliction Warlock. You're going to want all these. They're all very good. But the issue is that the pathing is odd because there's a lot of 2 point nodes here. I mean, they're basically all 2 points. 2. This is basically 2. This ability is not good, but you want to play this. This is good enough where you pay the toll to go through here. This is Old Sea's Vitality. It's not very good. Awkward placement, but you want this. It's worth it. So it goes basically 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And the problem is, like, when you get to the bottom of your tree here, if I'm building, like, what build is this? This is a single target, right? So let's say I'm building a single target build here, right? I want to have all these abilities here. I want to have 2 points in UA, Malediction, Contagion. I get to this part of the tree, and I have, you know, I can pull this here, for example. But I have like 6 to 8 points left, right? For my capstones. It always feels bad when you get to this part of the tree, your capstone section, you have like 5, 6 points left. It always feels really bad, and then you'll spend all your final talents in your final talent rows. These are typically the most powerful rows, right? So I can go into like, you know, this for Dark Lair if it's worthwhile. I definitely want this row, it's very good. I typically want this row too, but I'm out of points. And at the same time, if you're playing Soul Harvester, you have to go into Soul Rot to enable your capstone. So it's like, well, how do I get here? I guess I pull points in Empowered UA, so we can go here. But then I'm missing out on Crescendo. I need 2 points still. I have 2 more points available down here still, right? Maybe I pull from here, but I can't because the pathing's awkward. Can I pull from here? I can. The pathing's awkward. This is good. Can I pull from here? No, because I need this row, right? So you got to pull from up here again. Where do you pull from? You can pull from Dark Virtuosity. No, because of pathing. So it's very awkward at these talents all being 2-point talent nodes, but at the same time, Affliction has 43 total talent points to spend in the tree here, which is tied for the least of any spec in the game, barring Ret. Ret's an anomaly. Ret's just juice. I don't know. So what likely needs to happen is they make more, like, they reduce the contagion, malediction, to like 1-point talent nodes, maybe this too, but add in other 1-point talent nodes that fit more AoE, fit more single target. And then like at a certain point, you have to just say, okay, I can't take those because whatever, but they're not as strong or as relevant as like malediction or contagion. You can get your final 10 points all being spent down here. Like we'll get to Demonology in a minute here too, but you know, Demo is in a spot where it just has too many talent points. It has enough being 43, but there's too many 2-point nodes. I mean, you can see in the image here, if I can go back to it, in the overhaul, like Demo and Aff are post overhaul here. Aff has, 42 talent points, less than I thought, but it has 9 2-point nodes. Deshra hasn't been hit yet, right? But Aff has 42 nodes, 9 of which are 2-point nodes. Demo has 50, 8 of which are 2-point nodes, compared to other classes that have been overhauled. Mage has 45, 42, with 4, 2, 4. Ret has, 41 with 2. Monk has 0 2-point nodes. Like, there's a large disparity here in the amount of 2-point nodes in these trees. So as far as Affliction's concerned, it needs to have more nodes added, likely at 1 point, and also just reduce once you get to 1 point while you're going along the way, right? So either way, that's the general feel on that. Getting into like more niche talent points for Affliction, I think one of those nodes could be a way to extend dots. Things like Void Bolt for Shadow Priest. I've been playing a Shadow Priest recently. Their quality of life is insane. 20-second Void Crash, applying both the 2 dots they apply, Shadow Word and Vampiric Touch, feels insane. And they can just spam Void Bolt to extend those dots forever. That feels incredible. We have indeed got a reduction in Vile Taint playing the Hellcaller tree through here recently, but it is nowhere near what Void Crash does. Not even asking, or Void Crash, Shadow Crash. Not even asking for a Shadow Crash. Transition to Vile Taint, whatever. What I am saying is, like, maybe through improved Shadow Bolt or Drain Soul, or adding a node right here, possibly at 1 point, maybe, or over here somewhere, who knows, under Vile Taint, add it here maybe at 1 talent point, right? Where you could have your Drain Soul or your Shadow Bolt increase dot duration by 1 second per Drain Soul tick, or 2 seconds per Shadow Bolt cast. Would be incredible quality of life. You could then use Vile Taint to refresh Agony forever in AoE, but at the same time, it rewards you for channeling Drain Souls or casting Shadow Bolts in AoE. So it's that weird, like, finding the middle ground of casting those abilities like Void Bolt. That's my #1 wish for Aff and AoE. Something like, or an M+, something like that. And at the same time, make this 1 talent point. Put that talent right here. There you go. There's your, not losing a point overall, but going 1-1. I wouldn't want this in single target, but in AoE, I would def want this, right? Siphon Life versus AC, they're both awesome. I think need to add more damage to Siphon Life. It's 20 versus 15, and making Corruption permanent, saving a lot of globals over the course of a long fight. You probably just play AC here instead of Siphon Life. Either increase the duration of increase the value that Siphon Life has damage-wise to Corruption, or add like UA to it. It's like it increases like Corruption and UA damage compared to AC just being, you know, Corruption. Because currently I would like the difference in damage here is not much at all. 5% damage increase between the two, looking at already how little Corruption does overall, You're likely displaying AC in probably every setting due to like how little the difference is here and all the save globals over the course of a fight. But that'll probably change. That's that. Sacrilash's Dark Strike and Summoner's Embrace. So Summoner's Embrace is insane. This is basically an aura buff. If your class is bad in a patch, the aura buff classes, this is an aura buff. A 3% buff to your class, basically, to AF. You want this in every setting, right? The problem is Sacrilash feels out of place here. This is how Sac Souls feel for Demonology with your Tyrant. You want Sac Souls being somewhere else. Or just get rid of it. You can put like Death's Embrace here, put something else here. This feels like a talent I don't want in single target. I need to take this. That was a toll, paying the toll to get on the highway, paying the toll to get this. I shouldn't feel that way when it comes to like having any talent pathing either way. So maybe make these connect somehow here and here to like this, or just make it a different talent. Like put Death's Embrace here. It's fine. Like that. I don't know. But yeah, I did mention Death's Embrace here as well. Looking at how it used to be in Legion, it's very different now. So currently it is 20 or less health. It will go into effect, giving you a 5% increase to Agony, Corruption, UA, and Rapture. In Legion, it was 35 or lower it would trigger at, and it would ramp in damage up to 50%. Didn't increase Rapture, but it wasn't around then, but it increased UA, which is your spender in Legion. So it was very, very impactful in Legion by that having that large scaling damage increase, right? I'd love to see them just go back to Legion the way it worked then. What I envision you could do, I talk about it here, is Soul Rot placement as well. Is take Soul Rot and take Gluttony, which is right here. Take Soul, move them here. Put Soul Rot here. Put this here. And then in this row here, you can bump Death's Embrace down to here, making it the Legion version. 35% health trigger, big ramping damage up to 50%. And take Sacrilash, put Sacrilash here, which is fine. It's basically there now on retail. And put Summoner's Embrace here. So you go Sacrilash, Summoner's Embrace, big Death's Embrace right here. And you have Soul Rot and Dark Harvest right here in the middle of your tree. Soul Rot's good in single target. It's good in AoE. You can add a clause to Death's Embrace where it says, yo, if you hit one target with it, you get, you know, maybe 8% haste and crit versus like hitting multiples in AoE. That is like, I don't know. I don't work for Blitz, obviously. That is like a phenomenal swap, I think. Because Soul Rot is universally applicable, good in single target, good in AoE. Add a clause to this. You also need Soul Rot to access Soul Harvester, the Shadow of Death, right? Making it central, making it easier to get versus a long, like late tier capstone here would make life so much easier for pathing, all the above. You could also make Death's Embrace harder to get, but making it better at that higher trigger threshold, 35, and having that ramping damage come in. And just put these on here. Sacrilash being here is fine. Sacrilash being here is fine. It's basically here now on retail, and this is fine being here too. Just use Sacr this. That is actually a great swap. I love that swap. That is like the #1 thing overall I hope that happens for Affliction. But besides that, I mean, honestly, like, the big thing is like moving us around probably and just finding a way to like reduce 2-point nodes to 1, adding in more nodes, like the actual dot extension. But if they added dot extension and did this swap, I think AF would be really fun to play, rivaling, if not better than Shadow Priest. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how that, like, the initial AF like rework has gone. But you know, if those changes are made, AF is juiced. Let's talk about Demonology. All right, I'm sorry this video is running long. I'm doing my best chat, guys. It's just, there's a lot to hit on here, and I really wanted to cook with some cool abilities. So we're gonna go try and fly through this. Same thing here, Demonology I hit on as last video. I think you can just reduce the number of overall talents in the Demo class tree. You can just literally merge Fellow Invocation and Shadow Invocation, 2 Bombers, and 2 Vile Fiend Soul Strike. Just merge them together, get rid of these 2 nodes, like delete these 2 circles here. These weren't here until patch 10.2. They were added in and then made, you know, pathing into them. They're both good abilities, but in the end, it's just like sort of bloat in a sense. You can take these, merge it into Bombers, which would likely make Bombers the choice at M+ and AoE, this the choice in single target, which we've been after for a long time, finding, you know, a reason to take both these in different settings. Just make Soul Strike give you a shard again, and whatever else it does for Vile Fiend. Make Vile Fiend Twerk Fire again. That's cool. Or make it Twerk Fire passively. That's cool. You can do that super easy. Save 2 points, go from 50 to 48, and help the pathing, right? So that's what I hit on here. Basically, this is 10-2. This is 10-1. They added these 2 nodes here. Just merge them and get rid of them. Cool abilities, like them a lot, but we need to get rid of bloat, and that's a good way to do it. Shadow Spike and Umbra Blaze. Just hitting on these briefly. These don't really change anything either way. These both feel, they're passive. Doesn't change your rotation the way that it feels or flows or anything. If you're looking to trim abilities, Shadow's Bite, Umbra Blaze, even this can just be trimmed. Like, it's fine. Whatever. If you're looking for spots, whatever. There you go. Imp Gang Boss, Demonic Brutality, Umbra Blaze, Dread Calling, Incavitation. Basically, this whole row. So, this whole row, I think, is where the main pathing issues lie with Demonology, and where you can shave those points and alleviate the issues in this row here. So this is more of an AoE build here that I built, but it's also applicable in single target as well. So my problem is, like, if we take these points out here, I try to get to my bottom row, Demonology, right? I want this basically everywhere, you know. I'm trying to get to my bottom row here in Demonology, right? Yeah, there we go. So I want to get to this side of the tree and this side of the tree, right? You know, for like Hatred or Guillotine, or, you know, maybe Doom and AoE or whatever, or like all these dog amps, right? Which is good in AoE, or Tyrant being here. The problem is I have to spend 2 points somewhere in this row, and every single node is 2 points, and I can't drop abilities up here. I want Fell Thunder, I want Recon. I can't even get these in AoE because I'm limited on points. So number one, these two go away and just merge them. This goes here, this goes here. Problem number one solved. The problem is, to get over here, I have to go Imp Gang Boss and Dread Calling. And I'm already missing 2 points in my capstone rows, which feels terrible. Because, like, you know, you want to spend those points in big talents, right? So let's say in AoE, I want to go like this. I want to go Entoran, Infernal, Guillotine. I have 4 points left. I got 4 points left with all this still available. So I can go like Wicked Maw, Mark Fatigue, and Ferocity of Farg. I can't get my Tyrant. I can't get Expendables. Can't get Pact. Can't get anything with Doom over here. I can't get any of this. And if I want Tyrant, the only way to get it is to go through Sack Souls, which just feels very out of place here. This is like how Sacrilege is for Affliction. This Sack Souls just needs, I think it needs to go. It doesn't, I don't like it. It's just whatever. We can just delete it and put something else here. Or, we'll get to this in a minute, just bump Tyrant back up. But the issue here with pathing is, like, this whole row needs to just become 1 talent points. You can all make them 1 talent points. You can even delete Umbra Blaze. You can delete both these, right? You can delete both these and just bump these out if you wanted, you know, but like the pathing getting down here is just too much. So, like, if you trimmed these two, that'd be 48 points total, down from 50. If you trimmed all these to 1, that'd be 47, 6, 5, 4, 3. That'd be 43 points, which is about what, you know, the average is for overhauled specs. Maybe a little bit higher being 44, but you could do that super easy and make it so you have 10 points down here. If you have 10 points, you can get all this plus go 9, 10. Get Tyrant, and that feels much more complete. Or you can go Tyrant, none of this, get Doom, whatever, right? But like you're spending, the pathing here is off, and it's awkward for Demo, whether it's single target or AoE, all the above. But moving on from there, just make these 1 point nodes and all that. Hit on it here. Sack Souls, Demonic Tyrant, and Soulbound Tyrant. This is where the cook begins, where the fun begins, all right? So I mentioned Sack Souls being here. I don't like Sack Souls. Hopefully just delete it at some point. They bump Tyrant from here to here, and they remove Soulbound Tyrant. Soulbound Tyrant is the 5-point talent node, or sorry, the 5 shard node that costs 2 talent points. At 1 rank, it give you 3 shards. At 2 ranks, it give you 5 shards. I think you can just merge that in the Tyrant number 1, or number 2, just add it back. You can put Tyrant up here again, make it easy to get, which it should be in the first place. I don't know why it's moved down the other way. If you're going to bring Soulbound Tyrant back, make it, you know, 1 point talent to give you 5 shards, or just bake it in the Tyrant itself. It helped with, you know, your rotation, all the above. It just felt better, right? At the same time, if you don't want Soulbound Tyrant around because of, like, shard economy or whatever, you know, you can just add in Supreme Commander. Make it Tyrant here, Supreme Commander right here. You can leave Grand Warlocks, Ram Tyrann right here. So put Tyrant here, get this in the garbage can. Supreme Commander can go here, which gives you an int buff whenever you Tyrant, or whenever they expire, essentially, giving you more sustainability after your Tyrant. It gives you a core. If they don't give us the core, whatever. Take the core away and give us more int, doesn't really matter. But it gives you a way to empower your Tyrant, or empower post-Tyrant, which adds relevancy to Grand Warlock's design, or if your Ram Tyrann is stronger, you know, you can have that burst profile, 1.5 minutes versus a minute with Supreme Commander. Either way, there's ways to empower your Tyrant or empower post-Tyrant, giving you more consistency outside your cooldowns, which is what they want, right? So 2 birds, 1 stone. There's that. I also mentioned an ability, just adding a possibility to, like, empower Tyrant, or adding more abilities to Tyrant's cast. Have him, like, do a Shadow Bolt Volley or a Doom Bolt Volley. It'd be cool. Thematics, why not? Sure. Making him relevant in AoE as well as single target. Having that, like, scaling factor of, like, what Doomguard does now with their S3, S4 tier bonus. So there's that. Doom Impact of the Era Dream, whatever this thing. Basically, what I said here is, like, I don't mind this cook a whole lot I think our bonus is better in S3 and 4. If they don't want to do that, I'm down for S3 and 4 to come back. Just do that. But if you don't want that, it's fine. You run into a pack, you throw up a Doom, it pops. You gotta decide if it's still alive, if you want to Doom again or not when it comes to our cooldown. I wouldn't mind seeing a CDR added to Doom itself here. Doom being a half-minute cooldown. Maybe like 3 seconds per demonic core to reduce like the actual Doom brand, whatever you put up, like the dot. Maybe like a second and a half whenever you cast a demonic core demon bolt, reducing Doom's actual cooldown. So you can like balance the actual like dot form reduction versus like the actual dot cooldown itself, right? If they want to experiment with that. In the end, I think our bonus is just better. Just put that in. But this is also fine, I guess. This being guaranteed is cool. It's a 100% chance, which is nice. I think what you really could do is just take these two and put them back up here. Just delete this and this. They're both passives, which like probably need to get rid of a bit of passives either way. Take this up here. I don't think this is strong enough to be a capstone. And at the same time, similar to Soul Rot, in this current form, this is universally applicable. You can play it in single target, play it in AoE, and if it's here, there's a much higher chance of playing it in single target in AoE versus it being down here. I think just putting this here is fine. And also at the same time, it knocks out a 2-point node. Once again, making this a row 1-point nodes. Very good. Hitting on, so this is like passive talents and flavor section, right? So, going back a bit here, more OG. Hitting on Ripped from the Portal. Now I'm touching on a lot of the passes we've had added this patch, being like Shadowcaster, being Rune of Shadows, Fiendish Prowess, all the passives we have here, right? I'm not totally against them. I think there's a way to make passives that you can feel, right? A good example is Imp Gang Boss. I hit on it here, the old version, where you would implode Imp Gang bosses, they would spawn you imps back again. They wouldn't just give you they wouldn't increase your damage implosion, they'd spawn you imps back for the number of Imp Gang bosses you imploded. Having that back, that felt great. That's what made Demonology feel demo, right? You're destroying pets and getting more back. You're a master summoner. Explode pets, get more back. That's great. When that went away, to me, a lot of Demon's identity went away with it. It's like, oh cool, I'm just summoning pets and blowing them up. Like blowing up and getting more back, that's like master summoner. I'm killing them and getting them back. That felt thematic. It felt like Demonology while being a passive. I want more of those kind of passives in the tree, right? Not just like, crit increase, damage increase, attack speed increase. These are okay. I get it, but like I want more thematic. This feels demo in the tree, right? So if you could revert to Imp Gang Boss, that would be awesome. Or revert to the old version. You can tune it somehow. I don't know. That felt really good. And I hope they can go back to that in Warwithin. On top of that, I mentioned this here. Third Dreadstalker. Now, I mean, the problem with Third Dreadstalker they cited was Demonic Core economy, which I get is an issue now. Honestly, man, you can keep the third core. I don't care. I want my dog back. Third dog coming back would be very cool. You could even make it like a different dog. Make it like a Shadhar dog. Make it like a core hound or a weird demonic dog. I don't know, some other kind of dog. But just you don't even need a core from it. Keep it at 2 cores for every cast of Dreadstalkers, but have that third dog back. Thematically, it's passive. You don't even need the core. It's fine, but you can feel it. It's cool casting Dreadstalkers for that third big dog, whatever it is, that third core hound, or you know what I mean? That's cool. A passive that I can feel when I'm casting it, Third dog, right? Another great example, improved Dreadstalkers. This is a talent from Legion. You could even make a capstone. You could literally do like third dog. You could do like wicked. This is great pathing because you have your dog bonuses down here. Like Faharg and Shatu, these are dogs from Antorus, the two bosses from there, right? That's their names. You could literally go like put this up here, Doom and Pact up here, get these out of here. It doesn't matter, delete them, whatever. And just go Wicked Maw into third dog, or third, whatever, no third core, doesn't matter, and put this here. Improved Dreadstalkers right here. Improved Dreadstalkers was whenever you summon dogs, an imp would literally ride on the back of them into combat and it would attack. That is flavor, that is passive Demonology, that is what I want, right? But you feel those abilities, they're cool. It goes from being so, like, whatever, I'm casting dogs that chomp, that have a third dog, which is a core hound or a demonic hound, that has imps on its back attacking. That is so cool. That is Demonology, right? That's what I want. You can literally do that here. Wicked Maw into like improved Dreadstalkers here, into third dog here. And that is capstone worthy. And it fits here so well. This is all dog empowerments, right? It fits here perfectly, right? Like, would it need tuning? Yeah, probably a little bit. But you can make that work. And that is what feels Demonology, Like, I don't mind Demo's current profile on retail, right? It's fine, but like, you know, like in the end, I'm okay with like, I guess crit strike increase, like passive crit, passive attack speed, passive damage. But like in the end, like I want passes that make the spec feel good. Imploding imps, getting them back. Casting a dogs, getting a third dog. Having imps on their backs, riding in. Maybe if you play Imp Gang boss, you can also have it maybe be an empowered Imp Gang boss on their back. That is so cool, and that is the fundamental of what Demonology is to me. Having these wild packs of dogs and imps and things running around and doing cool effects, right? Not them hitting harder, not them critting harder, not attacking more often. Like, that's fine, but like, I can't really feel that. I can feel this, right? Last thing here is just stock house consumption. This is a cool ability. It's similar to like Oblivion, the Aff got in Orthan. Just bring us back. Make it a capstone if you want, you know. Put it down here. Like, put it like where Expendables is. Put it here. Put Expendables here. Or put Expendables somewhere. You can bump this up. Make it a 1-point node appear somewhere, possibly, in this row. Put it here. Delete Blaze. Put this here. 1-point node. Put this here. Not a crazy strong cooldown, being 45 seconds, but you cast it between cooldowns. Doesn't give you any kind of like syncing with cooldowns, right? And maybe a little bit if like your Tyrant's out. Not a whole lot. It's a shorter cooldown in single target only that you can cast. Yeah, it's cool. It's thematic. You're siphoning health from your demons to blast damage at a target, but they're still there. That's what a Master Summoner is. And this is what I want for Demonology. I want that Master Summoner feel back. I want to be able to feel like I'm doing damage with my pets. Not they're critting harder, they're attacking harder. That's cool to know in the back of your mind, but it's like, I'm not siphoning their health to blast a target. I'm not, you know, having a third dog out. I'm not having imps in their backs. I'm not blowing up imps and getting more back. They're just critting harder, attacking harder. And that's fine, but like, you know, I want it to feel like how Demo should, right? So I've cooked on this for a couple days now. This is why I want to make a different video on it, because I want to cook. Hopefully y'all like it. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you don't, I'm sorry. If you got thoughts on it, put it down below, and I'll read through them. But this is alpha, and this is when the changes are going to happen. And in the end, if it goes live like this with like crit amps across everywhere, haste amps everywhere, damage amps everywhere, like, it's still Demo. It's fine, but like, it has so much potential that is really close, but just like, you know, not being fully utilized. I hope that like it can be. So I'm obviously not bashing anything here. I think the hero talents are all insane. I love them all. They're all very fun. Even the F overhaul feels good to me, barring a few things here and there. I am constructively passionate, and I want Demo to feel like Demo again, man. You know, awesome pets, all that. And I hope this feedback is maybe a way to like be like, okay, we can do this. Fingers crossed. So thanks for watching, guys. Wraps it up. Hopefully you guys liked the video and some of the feedback points all out on Aff and Demonology. Like I said, I really wanted to hit on just flavor elements of Demo feeling Demo, right? Of Aff feeling Aff-based. Also, once again, we hit on pathing in the last video, and, you know, I wanted thematic flavor this video. So hopefully you guys agree with it and liked it and all that kind of stuff. Like always, if you have any comments or like suggestions, put it down below in the comment section. I'll read over it all, and if it's worthwhile and things, I'll consider adding it, obviously. I posted this I will post it in the Blizz forums, all that kind of stuff when I wake up, and the link to the feedback document is down below if you guys want access to that. I'll be changing it over the course of alpha and the beta and all that, but yeah. That is that. Like always, any week or add-ons or profiles you want of mine, links to Twitch and Discord down below. They're all for free for you guys. At the same time, before we end the video, a massive shout out to my patrons. Massive shout out there for all the support on Patreon, guys. Like always, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you look at supporting on Patreon, it should be a link up here, as well as down below in the video description. Now, we're still in alpha, probably a couple weeks left until beta hits. And the reason I'm going so hard on feedback this early compared to Dragonflight is because in alpha, this is when the big changes come. This is when the core dynamics of a spec change. Abilities are introduced, taken out, this and that, you know. When it gets to beta and raid testing and M+ and all that, that's more or less like things can change, but they're sort of likely locked in, and it's more numerical tuning. So early on, hitting it hard with flavor, thematics, all that, you know, if it happens, great. If not, I'm still pretty happy with things, or relatively happy with certain things. And we'll see where it goes. But I want Lock to be really enjoyable and fun and all the above. I think it is now in certain angles, but there's you know, some room for improvement. But either way, hero talent's been banger so far in Warthin. Love them all. The Aff overhaul for being Rapture based, I like a good bit as well. More just some pathing issues there. And Demonology, we'll see where it goes. But yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. All that being said, If you liked the video, hit the like and sub buttons below. Helps out a ton. I'll catch you all again soon on stream. Peace.